Okay. Hello, Professor. My name is Edwin. My chapter is chapter 4, Society and Modern Life. I'm supposed to do my presentation with Tawana Johnson, but apparently she's sick and she was not able to make the presentation with me. Okay, what are the objectives of this presentation? To understand the types of societies, theoretical perspectives on the formation of modern society and living in a capitalist society. Types of societies. The evolution of human societies. We have three types of societies. Theological stage, metaphysical stage, and positive stage. The law of these three stages is an idea developed by Auguste Comte in his work, The Course in Positive Philosophy. It states that society as a whole and each particular science develops through three mentally conceived stages: the theological stage, metaphysical stage, and positive stage. The theological stage refers to the appeal to personified deities. During the early stages, people believe that all the phenomena of nature are the creation of the divine or supernatural. Adults and children fail to discover the natural causes of various phenomena and hence distributed them to a supernatural or divine power. This is what the theological stage believes. Second, we have the metaphysical stage. This is an extension of the theological stage. It refers to explanation by impersonal abstract concepts. People often try to characterize God as an abstract being. They believe that an abstract power of force guides and determines events in the world. Metaphysical thinking discards beliefs in a concrete God. And at last but not least, we have positive stage, also known as the scientific stage, refers to scientific explanation based on observation, experiment, and comparison. Positive explanations rely upon a distinct method, the scientific method, for their justification. Today, people attempt to establish cause and effect relationships. Positive, positive, Positivism is a purely intellectual way of looking at the world. As well, it emphasizes observation and classification of data and facts. This is the highest, most evolved behavior according to Kant. Okay. Now we have the different types of societies. Well, the different stages that our society have had. And we're going to describe the difference. For that, we are going to define society. First, we have the pre-industrial societies. This was when human beings did not know how to dominate land and domesticate the animals. They had to live together, share work, use fresh water carefully, and also migrate gregariously if anything went wrong. For example, if rivers dried up or they run out of animals, usually men were hunters and women were gatherers in those society. And this caused matriarchy because men were always in danger during hunting, and generally hunter members returned home. There were caves, by the way, with limited numbers. Second, we have horticultural societies. In this type of societies, approximately 12,000 years ago, people lived in a certain place and started to pasture animals for transportation and permanent food. Those types of societies still exist in Somalia and Ethiopia and North Africa, countries where horticulture and manufacturing are not possible. Hunter-gatherer society did domesticate animals because they realized that using animals, wool, milk, and fertility was more beneficial than hunting and wasting them, of course. The third, we have pastoral societies, similar to pastoral societies. Oh, similar to horticultural societies. These societies first appeared 10,000 to 12,000 years ago. Were basically the same as horticultural societies. The only difference is that they cultivated vegetables, fruits, and plants. Fourth, we have agricultural societies. In these societies, social inequality solidly showed itself. A rigid caste system that developed Slavery and ownership started to be two different concepts in those lives. Caste system that developed the differentiation between the elite and agricultural laborers, including slaves. This was a dark stage, basically, of society. Was when all these slavery things happened. Um, then we have the industrial society. With usage of the steam power, human beings started to use machines and advanced technologies to produce and distribute goods and services. Industrial revolution processes began in Britain and then spread through Europe and to the rest of the world. Industrial societies started to develop. The growth of technologies led to advances in farming techniques, so slavery lost its significance. Economy developed quickly an understanding of social charity and governments. AIDS grew up, feudal, I'm sorry, feudal social classes removed, but then society is divided into two parts as workers and non-workers. And after that, we have the post-industrial societies. Well, the countries that the Industrial Revolution began, Britain, France, the USA, and Japan now became the post-industrial countries. These countries are users of advanced technologies like developed computers, satellites, microchips. In short, those societies are affected by the technologies at first hand. In comparison with horticultural societies, it can be easily understood that how technology is important to shape and characterize the society. And this is basically where we are right now, the post-industrial society. And what is the main difference with between all these societies? Basically, how the humans went evolving to improve the society. Is that like the main difference between them? Now, how society's relationship to the environment impacts society development. Okay, this picture, I really like this picture because it really explains everything. This is like a booklet. The society take care of the environment, the trees, the ocean, the animals, and all the nature. And they use the nature to make advances in science, of course, and to survive as well. This helps economy to grow and keep stable. And of course, if economy keeps stable and it keeps growing and improving, the society is going to keep happy, to keep happy. And this will keep like the book going. That's why I really like this picture. Now, theoretical perspective of formation of modern society. Durkheim's functionalism view of modern society. Durkheim was especially concerned with the issue of social order. How does modern society hold together, given that society is composed of many individuals, each acting in an individual and autonomous manner, with separate, distinctive, and different interests. This is like what Durkheim think of modern society. The critical sociology view of modern society. According to Marx, modern society was tied to the emergence of capitalism as a global economic system. In the mid-19th century, the work conditions were awful. People, including men, women, and children, used to work for long hours to the exposure of heat, cold, and even toxic chemicals. The space between the quality of life of capitalism, the rich, and workers, the poor ones, was constantly increasing. Marx named the rich as the bourgeois and the pure as proletariat. I'm sorry. However, with time, this improved, giving the workers a fair wage of salary, and this capitalism will help the economy with a constant expansion of markets, globalization of investment, growth, and centralization of capital, etc. Now, Marx's alienation and Weber's rationalization. Alienation in modern society means that individuals have no control over their lives. Even people with great jobs are tied by their jobs. They have to work hard and do what they are told to do, because if they lose their jobs, they end up with nothing. On the other hand, rationalization is what makes people keep their job and acts as a cage trapping people and the system in a whole, forcing people to live with the system. Weber argued that even if there was a social revolution of that type that Marx envisioned, the bureaucratic and rational organizational structures would remain the same. After all, they had related ideas, but a different way of thinking. Feminists and how they see the development of society. Okay, the feminist point of view. Back in time, in the late 18,000s, I'm sorry, women didn't have a voice. Their status in society depended all on their husband. They were just the household, or in other words, the head servant of the house. However, this had been proven over the time. As the World Economic Forum reported on 2014, gender equality has improved in a relatively short time. Between 26 and 2014, the gender gap in the measures of economic participation, education, political power, and health narrowed for 95% of the 111 countries surveyed. Now, as a conclusion, we have capitalism and the incest change of modern life. Capitalism is not simply an economic system, but a social system. By the time when Marx was analyzing this, capitalism was still a new economic system. However, today capitalism has left no place on earth and no aspect of the daily life untouched. And this is a reality. So are the references, and that's our presentation. Thank you.